Alan Ronald, more affectionately known as Anhaal Thrakheem, or Al Ron Hublob to his close friends. A much-loved comedian, writer of screen and play, champion of the 1993 Potter's Bar Ballroom Blitzkrieg, founding member of the Hammersmith Horseshoe Swapping Society, and executive producer for the hit TV game show Hush Children, Father's Coming. Originally, we set out to simply commemorate his birth and paint a brief picture of his life before becoming the much revered authority on freestyle street Morris dancing battles we all know and love today. But somewhere along our journey, we noticed that we were not only falling in love with Alan's story, but also falling in love with the man herself. We managed to track down two of Alron's childhood companions, sisters Satan Blake and Audrey Smear. Alron and Satan attended the same leaf-blowing school for over 15 years.
15 years!
Where they got to know one another both intimately and ultimately. With great passion and a gusty enthusiasm for music, they started the experimental hip-hop jazz fusion project, the Burt Reynolds Atomic Underground Submarine, more commonly known as Dobros.
Alron and I were so set on creating something unique and altogether groundbreaking that we had to find new ways of viewing the world around us. So we ended up sewing our eyelids shut and using nothing but our tongues to experience the world around us. That's turned out to be highly unproductive, so we wrote literally nothing for about 5 weeks. That took, 4 or 5 months for our eyes to heal, and from then on we just did loads of acid and had crazy sex parties like everybody else.
Whilst socially fornicating at one of Brian Ferry's infamous pool and pizza parties, Alan and Satan came across the young jazz bassoonist, Fierce Jackson. They hit it off instantly, and within a week of meeting, they were deep inside the studio, spitting out their new track, Dog Gums and Blue Suede Chaps, which, as we all know, later became the theme tune for Songs of Praise.
This is where we used to come and jam, but this is also where we used to come and play music too. We used to come here about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, which is a bit of an inconvenience as the space wasn't actually open until 8 o'clock. But after we got in and everyone had stopped crying, we used to set up the drums in the corner there, and then used to set up the spare drums in the other corner, just in case the first one melted. And then after about 24 hours of shooting up, it's ready to break for lunch.
And what was it like working with Alan?
So,
Alan.
who?
Alan Ronald.
Ah, Thrakheem! Yeah. He's a very angry man. Very angry, furious all the time.
Thank you. Pontoon Ferp, Alan's neighbour and a close friend who not only helped build a number of the Thrakheem homes, but also trained Alan in the arts of black magic, sorcery, and circle crochet, explains how even though Alan was a gentle and tentative lover, he knew exactly what he wanted and would do whatever it took to get it.
Alan is just one of those guys, he's just always knew he was going to be a star, ever since he was young, Just had this way about him, it was just so angry, just really mad all the time. I mean, I remember a story, I was out one day and I saw him walking down the street and he just, all of a sudden, he just punched a sparrow clean out of the air. punched his fucking beak off, he did. And he just stood there over its corpse, you know, its quivering little, poor little quivering corpse, and in his, you know, monstrous way that he does over people. And he just said, in his menacing tone, like, "Why aren't you at school?" Pointing at this sparrow. "Why aren't you at school? I can't teach you algebra when it's as windy as this." Because that's just the kind of guy that he was, you know. Rational, yet spiritual.
Audrey recalls time spent in Alan's company in the early days of the Commune of the Children of Thrakheem, a group founded by Alan himself to help recovering fast food chain employees readapt to real life. Audrey and a number of other young men escaped to the commune seeking solace and to help build a village where they could start anew.
I remember my first night in the village. It was the first time I was away from Big Papa's chicken shit. Oh, it was so cold. It was just a single smouldering pine cone down my blouse to keep me warm. We all had to stay in Alron's shack because ours were being built by local community and unused twigs. Mother! Mother, get father!
Audrey and Pontoon were kind enough to show us the sacred, secret ruins of the Thrakheem village, where they lived alongside Alron and a number of other young women for over 15 years.
15 years!
Unfortunately, as we were descending into Alron's dilapidated basement to see his vintage sports bra collection, our cameraman, Sally Spatz, fell through all 13 flights of stairs, launching both his feet and legs up into his pelvis, which in turn imploded and shot through his intestinal tract and chest cavity, shattering his ribcage and blasting his lungs and other internal organs into a fine bloody mist, which blossomed out of his mouth and eye sockets like a glimmering reverse waterfall of twisted, broken bone and meat. May he rest in peace. At this time, until we managed to salvage the rest of the footage from the camera, which is lodged firmly within Sally's skull cavity, our documentary will have to end here. But let us leave you with this message. But seriously now, Alan, from all of us here at the studio, and by all of us I mean Mark and myself, and by studio I mean my bedroom, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alan.